The run down towards the last hurdle. Have You Got My Money, Gemin M, being chased by There She Goes, Dequal, nice and easy, one step at a time, and then comes Nights in Venice on the run down the last furlong and a half. One more to jump. Have You Got My Money is still in front, coming towards the last hurdle. At the last, that was a good jump. It's made virtually all the running. Have You Got My Money about 4 lengths clear of Gemin M second. Dequal is in third place. Have You Got My Money? Gemin M is coming back. Have You Got My Money? And Gemin M on the far side. Gemin M has mugged Have You Got My... On the run down towards the last hurdle. Have You Got My Money, Gemin M, being chased by There She Goes, Dequal, nice and easy, one step at a time, and then comes Nights in Venice on the run down the last furlong and a half. One more to jump. Have You Got My Money is still in front, coming towards the last hurdle. At the last, that was a good jump. It's made virtually all the running. Have You Got My Money about 4 lengths clear of Gemin M second. Dequal is in third place. Have You Got My Money? Gemin M is coming back. Have You Got My Money? And Gemin M on the far side. Gemin M has mugged Have You Got My...
Hugo on the outside, and now Gentleman de May is trying to bowl on and go clear, but No Regrets is still swinging away. No Regrets on the left-hand side has travelled very sweetly here, up and to the lead. Here they come then towards the 17th and last. In the air together, No Regrets. Gentleman de May is trying to respond. These two are getting close together. No Regrets haven't put this to bed. Gentleman de May is fighting hard.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, I thought Gem and M was given a really nice ride by Conor McCann to win over course and distance. Race wide for a lot of the track, and in the end got home from Have You Got My Money in second place. They were well clear of the third. Conor on board again here today for Lucinda Russell. £4 for winning by half a length. I don't think that's insurmountable, Ed.
No, I don't either. As you say, was given a clear side of all of his hurdles. Did take a wider trip as a result, but you couldn't ask or couldn't fault his commitment and his durability, because he really stuck at it, didn't he, and got the better after the final flight of today's rival, or one of his old rivals again today. Have You Got My Money? At this stage, you'd have put your money on the horse in front. Paul Robson's runner, after he jumped the last that he'd hold on, but just switched to the inside. Gemin M rallied really well. He's clearly a horse that stays very, very well, Gordon, because it was only late on that he got up to snatch the victory. The runner-up has since gone on to run really well into a potentially progressive handicapper at Musselburgh the last time. That was a conditional jockeys race, of course, back into usual handicap company here. I think that those two from that race, that VT we just saw, I think they might be first and second again, Gordon. What order? I'm not quite sure. I can't put my finger on it. You?
No, to be honest, I'm a Gem and M fan, to be fair, and as I say, he was given a nice ride by Conor McCann last time. Hopefully the same will happen here this afternoon in the colours of the Gemsters. Had to be Hugo. We talked about him at lunchtime, back hurdling today. Well, what did you make of the chasing debut last time? He's better treated over hurdles. Gentleman de May beat him into third place on his chase debut after Had to be Hugo led for a fair bit. I didn't think he jumped that badly.
No, he looked a harder ride, I thought, over fences than perhaps he had done over hurdles. He was under the cosh a long way out. I'm not sure he was totally in love with it. Switched back to hurdles here. This is a new trip for him. He's a horse that does seem to have plenty of time. This might draw out a bit more improvement from him, but I think he's going to need it if he's going to beat Gemin M. And Have You Got My Money here?
Anything else maybe likely to cause an upset?
Cosmic Outlaw didn't look the most straightforward last time. He's got headgear on this time. Nice and Easy was looked like he would come on for the run. Just wonder if he might be using this as a stepping stone back to the board. It's national here next month. He's better known as a chaser these days.
Okay, one more turn might do it as we tick bang on post time then for race 4. The Racing TV Profits return to racing handicap hurdle. Stephen, a marathon distance of 3 miles and 2 furlongs ahead of them.
Yeah, thanks, Broom. One of 2 races over this trip today. The next one being the final steeplechase on the card. Fair old test in front of them. Runners just taking their final turn as the flag is raised for race number 4. They turn to face the starter. Coming in. And away they go. 3¼ miles the journey then for the Racing TV Profits Return to Racing Handicap Hurdle. The 7 runners here will jump 13 flights, the first of which on the side of the course, and Have You Got My Money and Nice and Easy are the first 2 to stride onto this opening obstacle. Being followed in third by Nights in Venice towards the outside. Had to Be Hugo is in 4th position early on down on the inner as they get over number 1. They're being tracked through by Cosmic Outlaw, the grey Guernsey on debut for trainer Jackie Stephen. In the Battenberg Silks, he's down on the inside of the favourite Gem in M, who is the early back marker. There's not much between him and Guernsey in a well-grouped field of 7, who begin the turn into the home straight for the first of 3 occasions, and on towards flights 2 and 3. And Nice and Easy away to the right in the light green and purple under Bruce Lynn. Next to Have You Got My Money in the black and white for Craig Nicol. He's bidding for his 2nd winner of the afternoon. These 2 dispute the lead over this 2nd flight. As you can imagine, they're going a steady gallop with a long way to go on soft ground. Nights in Venice, Brian Hughes towards the outside, black with the white stars. Had to Be Hugo's away to the inside in the white, maroon and black silks of the Value Racing Club. Guernsey's behind them with Cosmic Outlaw, Gem in M with the red sleeves as they jump flight number 3 and come on to past the stands with 2 circuits to go. They've jumped the first 3 of 13 obstacles. And Have You Got My Money for trainer Paul Robson, a horse who's been in very good form since being up to these staying trips, including when he was narrowly touched off by Gem in M here 4.5 weeks ago. He's since then also been narrowly touched off at Musselburgh as well, but his conqueror Gem in M here last time is last of all, and has just dropped a couple of lengths off the other runners as they head out over to the far side. It's also a shake of the reins as well for Cosmic Outlaw. Those 2 not travelling all that fluently at this early stage as they go into the back straight. Here's the 4th hurdle. Nice and Easy and Have You Got My Money. Nights in Venice. Moving up on the outside with Guernsey. Had to Be Hugo on the inner. 1.5 lengths to Cosmic Outlaw. And Gem in M still a couple of lengths away and having to be intermittently cajoled along by Conor McCann as they jump the next. Which Guernsey was a little untidy but didn't really lose any ground. And Cosmic Outlaw's also on and off the bridle under Patrick Wadge as well. So turning out of the back straight on towards flight 6 on the side of the course. And that gap for Gem in M at the back of the field up to around 3.5, maybe 4 lengths now. It is slowly growing as they jump this cross flight. And it was Have You Got My Money who touched down just in front of Nice and Easy. He was looking for a first win over hurdles here in 6 years, to go back to November 2017, but he's been plying his trade over fences with success in between. Had to Be Hugo, who ran over fences here last time out 18 days ago. That was his chase debut. Finished 3rd there and is now back over the smaller obstacles. Nights in Venice turns in 4th, ahead of Guernsey in 5th, 2 lengths to Cosmic Outlaw, 3.5, maybe 4 lengths still to Gem in M. Still in touch at the moment as they come over flight number 7. Have You Got My Money? Nice and Easy. Had to Be Hugo, Nights in Venice, the front quartet, and wouldn't be a great deal between that 4 either. Maybe about 1.5 lengths. Guernsey's only another 1.5 lengths away, back in 5th place. As they come on towards the 8th, the final flight in the home straight. Cosmic Outlaw in the yellow and purple, and Gem in M just closed up a little bit, although Cosmic Outlaw made a mistake there. And Gem in M seemingly just picks up the bridle again now. He's well in touch as the field go out on a complete circuit of the course. Have You Got My Money on the outside of Nice and Easy. Had to Be Hugo, third on the inside, bidding for a first career success is Had to Be Hugo. And so too is Nights in Venice, who's racing one off the rail next to him. 2 lengths to Guernsey. Gemin M on the inside, now seemingly travelling slightly better than Cosmic Outlaw, who's firmly driven, heading off down the back straight. Going on towards 5 from home. First one on the far side. Have You Got My Money on the outside of Nice and Easy. Little between them. Had to Be Hugo close up third on the inside. Nights in Venice continuing to plough the widest furrow, and they're being followed by Guernsey. Gemin M still there, still hanging tough to the main group of runners, but it looks hard work for Cosmic Outlaw now, becoming increasingly detached at the rear. Final one on the far side. Nice and Easy. Have You Got My Money? Virtually inseparable for the duration of the race so far. Nights in Venice still moving well towards the outside of Had to Be Hugo. 3 parts to Guernsey. Gemin M, Conor McCann keeping him just about in touch with 3 to go as they come to the cross flight on the side of the course. Have You Got My Money's travelled well. So too is Nice and Easy. They've both got over that nicely, and they're 2 lengths in front of Had to Be Hugo. Nights in Venice to the outside, then Guernsey. 2.5 lengths Gemin M, well clear, because Cosmic Outlaw has been pulled up at the rear of the field, and 6 remain on the turn for home, with 2 obstacles left to negotiate in the Racing TV Profits Return to Racing handicap hurdle. Nice and Easy, Have You Got My Money? Still little between the pair. Nights in Venice in third towards the outside. Guernsey's moved into 4th. Had to Be Hugo's off the bridle in 5th place and struggling to keep tabs on the front runners. Gemin M not on terms at the moment. Last of the sextet. Here is the second last. Nice and Easy picked up with Have You Got My Money? They come down towards the final hurdle, pursued by Nights in Venice. Guernsey clear of Had to Be Hugo, and it is the 10-year-old Nice and Easy from Have You Got My Money. Guernsey being switched towards the right, the grey, and being brought to challenge. Then Nights in Venice, Had to Be Hugo. Gemin M behind those. Nice and Easy got over the final flight from Guernsey. Have You Got My Money? Gemin M running on again behind them. Nice and Easy's been there throughout. Guernsey putting in a sustained challenge the far side. Nice and Easy though holding on. A battling performance from Nice and Easy. He beat Guernsey. Gemin M ran on again to force a photo with Had to Be Hugo. Have You Got My Money? And Nights in Venice.
Nice and Easy then, the 10-year-old by Callan Easy for Nick Alexander and Bruce Lynn. Mixed pretty much all the running to win by about three parts of a length from Guernsey in second place. I think Had to Be Hugo's maybe got third if we can keep that moving on. Yeah, it's Had to Be Hugo who has beaten into 4th place Gemin M, but Nice and Easy, Ed, winning for the 7th time for the 6th time in all, and for the 3rd time over fences.
Or over hurdles. Now we do know him as a chaser, Gordy, and I won't be surprised if he's back here for the Borders National. What's that, 2 weeks on Sunday here, but off a good mark as well. Over hurdles, had the tongue tie on for the first time this afternoon. That's clearly made a difference because he's travelled through the race very, very sweetly and shown a good determined attitude to hold off the late challenge of Guernsey. Really encouraging debut for his new trainer, Jackie Stephen here, and the 2 horses that then run home to for 3rd and 4th on and off the bridle. Gemin M, wasn't he, from a very early stage. I don't know if there's a 4-mile hurdle is there anywhere in the calendar for him, but both he and Had to Be Hugo look like likely candidates for that kind of race if ever there was one. But back on the front end, Have You Got My Money? He does travel well, doesn't he? Ground's probably been a bit soft for him over this trip. You've got to feel sorry for him because I think he's got up something like £13 for winning one race. He's been a model of consistency. I think this has just stretched him a little bit too far with the ever softening ground. But Nice and Easy plenty of victories in his career, as we know. Handles very testing ground, and clearly at the age of 10 he still retains a fair amount of ability. Be interested if we can hear from Nick Alexander if he wants to come back here for the Borders National, if that's a plan, because he was still very much in contention 12 months ago when he crashed out at the second last, and this might have teed him up for another crack at that. But I say he'll be delighted, as will Jackie Stephen, because Guernsey, first start for her.
Yeah.